Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, April the 19th, and we are here to look at new releases. We made it to Friday. Hallelujah. TGIF, etc., etc. Hope you're having a good morning. It is early yet, but if you're watching this later, hope you're having a good day. Let's see, quick announcements. No sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. I do them tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. They will go for 5 hours. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Today, being Freeform Friday, we'll be looking at the books that aren't necessarily in the genres that we look at earlier in the week, and we'll be looking at more cozy mysteries. Kim says, good morning. Been awake since 5 a.m. Me too, but your 5 is different. If I disappear and don't say bye, you'll know why. Oh, sleep is way better. Deborah says, good morning. Kim, me too. Yeah, I wish I could. One more day of work for me. All right. There were a couple things that kind of caught my attention before we jump into the cozies. Let's go over here. I have come to appreciate Salman Rushdie. I read his, started to read anyway, his one of his previous autobiographies, and he has very good writing, of course. This is Knife, Meditations After an Attempted Murder by Salman Rushdie. On the morning of August 12th, 2022, Salman Rushdie was standing on stage at the Chautauqua Institution preparing to give a lecture on the importance of keeping writers safe from harm when a man in black clothes, black mask, rushed down the aisle toward him, wielding a knife. His first thought, so it's you. Here you are. What followed was a horrific act of violence that shook the literary world and beyond. Now, for the first time and in unforgettable detail, Rushdie relives the traumatic events of that day and its aftermath, as well as his journey toward physical recovery and the healing that was made possible by the love and support of his wife Eliza, his family, his army of doctors and physical therapists, and his community of readers worldwide. I find I might be interested in reading that. When I'll work it in, I don't know. This is the other nonfiction that caught my attention. The Gravity of Math, How Geometry Rules the Universe by Steve Naddis and Xing-Tung Yao. Mathematics is far more than just the language of science. It is a critical underpinning of nature. The famed physicist Albert Einstein demonstrated this in 1915 when he showed that gravity, long considered an attractive force between massive objects, was actually a manifestation of the curvature, or geometry, of space and time. But in making this towering intellectual leap, Einstein needed the help of several mathematicians, including Marcel Grossmann, who introduced him to the geometrical framework upon which his theory rests. In this book, they consider how math can drive and sometimes even anticipate discoveries in physics. Examining phenomena like black holes, gravitational waves, and the Big Bang, the authors ask, why do mathematical statements derived solely from logic provide the best descriptions of our physical world? I think that sounds very cool. Deborah says she's also been up since 5. We're all waking up at 5. Mary says, hi, you all. Happy Friday. Getting ready for my 2-day show tomorrow. Behind as usual. That's right. You have a show. Sending good monetary, people want to buy jewelry vibes. Kim, at least I'm retired, so I don't have to be anywhere. True. I do. Geometry. My nemesis. I found I was always in honors math in school. I didn't discover until, gosh, was it even after college, that I'm numerically dyslexic. I tend to switch numbers, and I'm very careful with them now, being aware of that issue, but that was probably something that was going on while I was in school. I find it fascinating. I want to like it. I like the history of math. It fascinates me how people discover these things. I once had a friend in college who was a math major, and she said I knew her in high school and through the honors math stuff, but she went on to get I believe it was a degree in mathematics, and I remember her saying that in calculus it all made sense. The world all made sense when she was taking mathematics, which was like, wow, I want to have your brain. Grandma Susan says, "Good morning, all. Good morning. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day." Kim, is my favorite. I will buy math books. Oh, very cool. Yep. I want to like it. So that's why books like that intrigue me. All right, back to fiction. Welcome Home, Carolyn Klein, a debut novel. And Kim, you might be interested in why I'm interested in this one. Carolyn Klein isn't ready to strike out. In New York City, newly single Carolyn is stumbling her way through the recent implosion of her life. After a surprise breakup leaves her with no job, no apartment, and no backup plan, she's unsure of what to do next. That is until Carolyn's father, Leo, injures himself in a bad fall and asks her to move home to the Jersey Shore suburb she's always been desperate to escape. But Leo doesn't want his daughter to be his caretaker. He needs her to replace him as third baseman in his local men's softball league. This isn't just any season, Leo claims. This is the year they have a real shot at the World Series, the pride and joy of Glenbrook, New Jersey. Carolyn agrees to move home, concerned that Leo is hiding a more serious health condition than he's willing to admit. As the first female player in a league full of old school men, she's up against more than a few challenges. And when a night goes wrong, lands her in the path of her hometown crush and first love. Carolyn struggles to reconcile the life she thought she'd have with the life she might actually want. That intrigued me because of the baseball angle, and we missed it on Romance Day. There weren't that many. How could we miss it? Finders Keepers Library. Of course, this one intrigued me because there's a book angle here. Nice cover. I want to know what books those are. All Bookeemonsters do. Second Chance Love Story about hope and healing. Again, where was this on Wednesday? For a gardener blessed with a green thumb, Savannah Collins's life sure seems like it's all thorns, zero roses. She has no job, no relationship, and no place to live. She should get together with the girl from the other book. With nothing but a car full of plants and her new rescue kitten, Savannah heads to Bloom, North Carolina to spend the summer with her beloved Aunt Eleanor, a retired librarian. Her aunt shares her love of literature with the Finders Keepers Library located in her beautiful garden, where anyone can stop by to pick a book or leave a book. We know that concept. When a sudden summer storm destroys the library and many of the roses, it will take a village to get everything ready for the garden wedding that is planned there in just 3 weeks. As the entire town joins in to make the necessary repairs, Savannah bonds with their neighbor Evan Sanders over the books that Eleanor has handpicked for each of them, helping them both find healing and self discovery. Savannah only intends to stay through the summer, but when an unexpected job offer, a sudden health crisis, and a wayward preteen push her future in new directions, she has to wonder whether this is the place she is meant to be and the family she's meant to be with. Always interested in checking out a book angle on something. Mary says, I was able to really prove only theorem in class. It was like a symphony, so beautiful. Couldn't master more though. Aha. That does sound good. You need to mark it. Aha ha. See? Sorry. Copy was required. All right, let's get back to cozy mysteries. Mark that one too. See? That's why we look at stuff. We don't know what's out there till we look at it. All right, I believe we were here. Tacos, Tarot, and Murder. Wow, 318 pages these days. That's like a miracle. Oh, April 4th, though. Uh, Well, that was large print. Kindle came out this week. We'll accept it. This is by Leanne Leeds, sixth in the Silver Circle Cat Rescue Mysteries. A festive Cinco de Mayo celebration. Market for your seasonal stuff, which is, wow, only in a couple weeks, right? A Mexican hairless cat with a chilling message. A murder most foul amid the fiesta. As the small town of Table Rock, Texas prepares for its annual Cinco de Mayo festival, Ellie and Evie Rockwell were counting on a day filled with tacos, perhaps a piñata or two, and a fiesta of feline fun at Silver Circle Cat Rescue. Instead, they're served a stiff dose of reality when the town's eccentric tarot card reader, Luna Espinoza, is found face down in her award-winning margarita mix. Just What's more, Silver Circle's newest feline resident, the reader's mysterious Mexican hairless cat named Mystico, has some chilling messages from Luna in the great beyond. And the cat has some chilling messages. And the tarot reader's cat insists she was murdered because that's what cats do. Did the cat do it? I wouldn't put it past. Okay, never mind. As Cinco de Mayo turns from a celebration into a murder investigation, Ellie and Evie must use their unique ability to communicate with the cats of Silver Circle to unravel the mystery. Can you imagine? But with so many potential suspects who wanted the tarot reader out of the picture, they'll need more than a deck of cards to identify the killer. I don't want to know what cats are thinking. They're plotting our murders. Anyway, that was Tacos, Tarot, and Murder. Murder, she sang. Grandma Susan, the Finders Keepers Library was awesome. Read the Ark. 5 stars for me. Fantastic. I finished the book that I read yesterday in one day, Sylvia's Second Act by, the last name is Yablon. I gave it 5 stars because it was just an absolutely enjoyable read. I really enjoyed it. Sometimes I give stars not necessarily because it's the best book ever written, but my enjoyment level, I read it in one day, tipped the 4 star to a 5 star. Mary says, when I retired as the library director, the city put a little library in front of City Hall in your honor. Wow, that's fantastic. Kim, I will never get through the books I marked on Libby. We can't die till we read all the books on our TBR, so we're going to be living quite a long time. And this is, oh, how sweet. That is so nice. Absolutely. That's a mark. Murder She Sang. I'm not going to read that whole description. This is a Gemma Becker cruise ship cozy mystery book #1 by Hazel Smith. A murdered opera singer, a cruise ship full of secrets, and a retired housekeeper dragged into the mess. Hoping for a peaceful retirement after years of dedicated service, 60-something Gemma Becker embarks on her first cruise. Too bad no one told her murder was on its itinerary. When a despicable diva is found dead in her cabin, Gemma reluctantly teams up with the last person she ever expected to make friends with, Viv, a retired showgirl with enough charm and sass to fill the ocean. With her furry first mate Buddy helping sniff out the clues, the unlikely duo set a course for justice, with gourmet dishes, hilarious antics, and bonding moments along the way. Biscuits and Bodies. This is by Erica J. Welton. The Alphabet Soup Mysteries, book #2. Jess has some time off. So, for the first time in a while, she's going on a date. It's a blind date set up by her general manager, Noah. However, after waiting for 2 hours, Jessica is devastated to think she's been stood up. Girl, after half an hour, you're done. I would be done. He seemed so nice via text. As she's leaving the restaurant they were meeting at, she sees she stayed at the restaurant for 2 hours. She sees police have blocked off the street 2 blocks down. That's when she learns the truth about her date. He was murdered. Get excused at least. For her peace of mind, and at the begging of Noah, she begins investigating his death. Why? Let the police do it. And things get strange and too close to home. Sorry, lots of commentary there, but why? Why do they do it? Is it control? Was it a control issue? I think it's a control issue. I hope it's a control issue and not, nosy. Hexes and hairballs by Corinne Winters, ninth in the Cats, Walking Dogs, and Solving Mysteries series. They say never have too many cooks in the kitchen, but for this victim, it only took one for an untimely death. When wealthy philanthropist Richard Kensington dies at his own gala, amateur sleuth and witch Katie Houseman notices ominous entities hovering around the suspects. Talk about looking guilty. Teaming up with her detective boyfriend's brother David, talking cat familiar Biscuit, why did magical mentor Zora, Katie digs into the secrets surrounding Kensington's suspicious death, but the more clues they uncover, the more Katie realizes dark forces are converging around her. Aided by her talking animal friends, Katie races to stop a cunning killer before they strike again. But will she be able to stop them in time? Or is Katie walking right into a trap? I don't know. I don't like talking animal books. What do you guys think? Slate of Hand. That is very pretty. Looks historical, is it? It is historical. Woo! Ding ding, it's a historical mystery. I don't know this one. An Alewives of Colmar mystery by Elizabeth R. Anderson. There's 2 books in this series. In the spring of 1354, all was well in the town of Colmar until Effie Clement discovers a hand in her pot of new ale. A hand that was not attached to a body and just that was not on the recipe. Now Grida, Apple, and Effie, the 3 alewives of Colmar, must solve the mystery of the severed hand before suspicion falls on them, while they attempt to keep their fledgling brewery afloat. More bodies turn up outside of town, along with more suspects. With few allies and several powerful men working against them, the alewives find themselves flummoxed. How did the hand of a man from Vogelgrund end up in a cooking pot in Colmar? Why were none of the victims local? And would this most inconvenient ingredient get in the way of Effie's plans to find herself a new husband? That sounds cute. So what's the first one? The Alewives, a plague era tale of murder, friendship, and fine ale. That is fantastic. You don't really see a lot of the medieval ones anymore. Which reminds me, I need to get back to those books I have not read in a while. I'm in the middle of a series that I have abandoned. My poor series. Magpie Maggie Takes the Heat by Catherine H. Brown. Book 2 in the Longhorn Trucking Mysteries. It's only 90 pages. Bah. That's not a book, it's a novella. Maggie Cumberland is on the road to finding a murderer or on the road to jail. She can't prove her innocence when a woman at a truck stop ends up dead and happens to have something of Maggie's with her. More details to come in this blah blah blah. Well, hopefully there'd be more pages too, because 90 pages is not a book. Murder in the Rough, Headrock Harbor Mystery number 2 by Chase Connor. It's not that finding dead bodies is uncommon in Head Rock Harbor. Jackson Harper simply didn't expect to find one when out for a day on the Mississippi with Sawyer Robinson. While out looking for illegal trot lines, Jackson and Lawyer find the body of a man by a campsite, dead from an apparent shotgun blast to the chest. After a brief investigation and the arrest of a notorious Head Rock Harbor resident, Chief Bucksworth is happy to close the investigation. However, Detective Jeremy Morrison isn't so sure that his boss has the town's best interests at heart. As always, Jackson is suspicious of any crime in Head Rock Harbor and can't keep his nose out of police business. He has no solid evidence, but something simply doesn't feel right about the crime scene. He busies himself taking casseroles to the mourning family, questioning witnesses, or even fighting the police chief when the wrong suspect is arrested. The bell is about to ring. Do we have time for one more? Death comes to St. Ives. Cornish coast. Welcome to the Edge of the World Detective Agency. Here we go again. Amateur sleuth Donna Nightshade should really be used to being accused of murder by now. After all, she's found herself the prime suspect of nearly every case she's investigated in the past year. But when St. Ives sees not one, not two, but three suspicious deaths in quick succession, and Donna finds herself in the wrong place at the wrong time for each one, she's forced to defend her good name once again. Yet when she's faced with unfinished business in the form of D.S. Joe Ennis, assigned to stick to her side and oversee her investigation, she realizes there are some interesting benefits to having a murderous reputation. We'll do this last one because the cover was interesting. Wheeling and Dealing, The Sisters, Texas Mystery Book number 18. Comes out in May. Never mind. We're not in May yet. It's coming though. No, not a commercial. Oh, political commercial for that. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. There we go. All we wanted was some morning pretties. What website is that? The one that one is uh cozymystery.com. I'm gonna save it this time. Yeah, cozymystery.com. All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. You're welcome. Have a great weekend, everyone, and thanks. Okay, you have a great show. 2 days. You will be blessed with many people to talk to who are nice and are interested in buying things. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by, and thank you very much for watching it later. If you're watching it later, hope you have a very good Friday. No sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night, but we will have sprints tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 5 hours. Next week, we'll be looking at the new releases for next week. Again, genre at a time. On Mondays, it's Cozy Mysteries because there's always a lot of them. If I don't see you, have a very good weekend, but I do hope I see you tomorrow. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends because we want to grow. This is good news in the morning instead of bad news. This is the good news stuff. So everybody wants to know what new releases are out there. Way more fun to listen to. All right, guys. Again, thank you very much. Have a very good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.